Having faith in your life is an amazing thing. However, it can also be a very infuriating thing. If you're trying to chase it down, or if you're having for instances where you feel like your faith is lacking, it can be a really frustrating experience. And not only that, it can be a little scary, along a lot of things. And when it comes to trust and how it revolves around anything, not just not just our faith or trade faith in God or Christianity in general. If you're having a lack of faith, for whatever reason, your lack of faith in things may be very well justified. Plenty of people have those instances. I know I've experienced that as well. But faith in and of itself is a requirement. You have to have faith in order to believe in God. It doesn't have to be great faith. You just have to have the ability to trust what you can't see, and that's very much what faith in God is. Now, we've talked about this in earlier videos, faith in God because of what you see around you, but it is very much not what you end up reading in the Old Testament, where it's God speaking directly down to people. This is what I want you to do. I'm here. I'm doing all these great things for you, or you're doing all these bad things, and here's your punishment. And it's just like, oh, okay, I get this direct message from the sky, so I understand exactly what's going on and why everything that is happening to me is, or what all my expectations are. No, we live in a post-Old Testament world, very much so, where oftentimes messages from God are subtle, answers to prayers, or maybe just directions that he's kind of nudging us in, that he would like us to go. But that takes faith on our part to understand that that's what it is that that's going on. It takes trust that he's there to have a relationship with him. It takes at least a little bit of that. And I applaud people, and you'll run into them. You may know some people like that, very faith-filled. If you know people who are very much into Christianity, they might exude a lot of faith. And those folks, I mean, it's a gift. It's having a lot of faith in the face of uncertainty, in the face of doubt. Faith is an amazing thing to have, and it's like watching a professional athlete display their skills on television when you're watching whatever sport that you're interested in. It's something that you can watch and go, man, that's amazing that they have the amount of faith that they do. Whereas, we all have seemingly limited amounts of faith, where something is going on, or our mind is running in too many directions all at once, and we end up experiencing moments of doubt, very serious moments of doubt. And that's not limited to just people who are not believing in God. There are many people, myself included, who have significant crises of faith, momentarily, or a period where periods throughout the day or throughout weeks or certain amounts of time where we are unsure of ourselves. My perspective is coming from someone who was born in a church. I've never not believed in God. I've never not had a relationship with him. But at the same time, there's times where I walk around going, maybe I'm getting this wrong. What if I am wrong? And it's very concerning. It's a very serious thing. But it's something that you soldier past. And for somebody who is looking towards becoming faithful, sometimes you can go down two paths. You can go down a path where you burn very brightly. We talk about born-again Christians and how the fervor that they gather can oftentimes let their enthusiasm take them away from the intent and away from the grace that we're supposed to have as Christians, to just really to a degree of intolerance, where when you see that going on, it can affect your faith. And the other path that folks reaching out to Christianity will often observe is that they just don't have the faith there, and they feel like, if I don't have enough faith, I'm not doing this. Or maybe I don't. Maybe you don't buy into it. Which there's nothing really I can do for you at that point other than saying, hey, you're not ready. You haven't had the message that you've needed yet. You're just not in that headspace right now, where you're ready to accept things. But other times it can come down as guilt. I don't feel like I have enough faith to do this. I'm very frustrated, and it can be disheartening to the point where you just walk away. God doesn't want that. God wants you to face that doubt and overcome it, as difficult as it is. One of the joys of fatherhood is really putting God into perspective as a father figure, as he's very, very much referred to by that in the Bible. And one of the things that I often do with my son and daughter is I will tell them something, or I'll tell them that they need to be doing something, and they will not trust me. They're scared to try to learn how to ride a bicycle, or jump into the pool a certain way, and then you're trying to coach them along, but they don't have that faith because they're scared, or they're doubting. They don't understand. And what do you say? I want you to trust me. Just do what I'm telling you, and you'll understand that it's something great. Oftentimes we run into those issues in the Bible. And that is why you should know that you're not alone with even biblical figures. The Bible has countless tales of folks who are short on faith, but power through it, or learn a lesson because of it. There are warnings about lack of faith for folks who let their lack of faith consume them to the point where they walked away, and when they were being entrusted and given opportunities to really make a difference. But again, you run into that fear. You're not alone, and when you run into that fear and you let that overtake the amount of faith you have, you're not irredeemable. And I think that that's another reason why pouring yourself into the Bible and starting to study it and really take away the real key core concepts of it, really it makes us understand that being human, being average folks, is what it's all about. I went off on a tangent here. I forgot to introduce myself for anybody who's new to these channels, and what qualifies me to speak intelligently on these subjects. I don't really have one. I'm a nobody. My name's Stuart Davis. I'm a deacon at a small church just outside of Richmond, Virginia. I'm not here with an agenda. I'm not here to try to get you to join my congregation or donate to a specific cause or anything. What I'm here for is to reach out to you, and that's what this whole spiel about faith has been about. I'm kind of here trying to get you to expose you to what's going on in a Christian life, and how it's probably not all that different from what you're experiencing now. But if you're interested, or if you've had a moment where you really want somebody to reach out to you, but or you're reaching out to God and you're really just unsure of what's going on, I want to give you some exposure and let you know that it's not something that really changes you into a person who's intolerant or is full of hate. The opposite is true. You always see that around. We'll cover Christians not acting like Christians in another video, but if you are a good person and you believe in good values, the table is already set for you to welcome Christ into your life. And so understanding that we're not bad people, or there's no ulterior motive behind things. Your faith with God is your faith, and it's not really for anybody else to question or try to upset. That is your relationship. God goes as far as you're willing to take it, and He's there to help you along the way. And that's what it all comes down to: faith and face of doubt. And it's always going to be a tug of war. It's just kind of one of the things you go throughout life. If faith was easy to have, I mean, this would be a whole different life. Would be an entirely different experience, and I don't think that we would get the enjoyment out of it that we do, because the challenge wouldn't be there. View it as a challenge. View it as a fight. view it as something for you to accomplish, that with lots of faith or with little faith, you're able to reach out and understand that it's not, as long as you have some, and as long as you have love, you've got what you've got the recipe for success. Hope you guys do well. Leave a comment below, subscribe, come back, check for more videos. There'll be plenty more. But in the meantime, God bless. Godspeed. Night.